Since Indiana resumed executions late last year, we've been working to bring you more transparency on how the Hoosier State puts inmates to death.
Specifically, how your tax dollars are involved in the equation. Tonight, 21 Investigates reporter John Wagner continues our coverage with Casey Smith at the Indiana Capitol Chronicle as Governor Braun asks lawmakers to consider the cost of execution.
Governor Braun made some new statements about all this week. Kind of walk us through that a little bit.
He did confirm again that as of right now, Indiana does not have any more usable execution drugs. He also confirmed that so far the state, over the course of the last year, has spent almost $1.2 million on really just a handful of doses of pentobarbital. What we also learned in greater detail is that 2 of those doses, which are worth roughly $600,000. Those expired under the Holcomb administration. Braun did confirm that since he took office in January, he did authorize the purchase of an additional dose, and that was what was used for Benjamin Ritchie's execution in May. So in total, there were 4 doses that were purchased, but only half were used.
Casey, you and I have been watching what Governor Braun has said about the death penalty, executions in Indiana since before he was actually officially elected. Do you think we should be putting folks to death here in Indiana, and do you think it's the best use of Hoosier taxpayer money?
I'm of the opinion that you do need to have it there as a potential sentence.
How do you feel about Indiana's lack of transparency on the cost of these things? We're told oftentimes it's to protect the identity of the pharmaceutical company that provides the lethal injection drugs. But would you work to change that?
I am going to be for transparency on anything.
But also something he said to the Indiana Capitol Chronicle this week was that he's very agnostic about the death penalty and that he wants lawmakers to weigh in on the future of it. And seemingly, I'm going off his wording, Governor Braun said, if that's what we're going to use. So that says to me that in his mind, reconsidering the use of another method of execution is on the table. Is that how we should interpret that?
The governor has not said explicitly what he would or would not support. He did earlier this month point to South Carolina, which is a state that has started using firing squads. We don't know for sure where the governor stands on that, but he has said multiple times now that he does want there to be a debate within the state house. And he obviously has expressed concerns about the costs of this drug, especially when half of the doses that the state has purchased have expired.
All right, thanks to John and Casey. By the way, state lawmakers won't be back at the State House to take up this issue, if at all, until January.